It was mid-January in the valley of Kashmir. A man was walking from one village to another. The villages were close by, but there was no road. All he could see were fields buried under a thick layer of snow, tall trees and snow-laden mountains. The sky was dark and the wind was freezing. With every step, the weather grew harsher. But, wrapped in his colorful farran, he kept walking. It was an old, thick one, handed down by his father, one that had seen many harsh Kashmiri winters. It was big enough to wrap around his body twice, the extra cloth keeping him warm and dry. He hoped to reach the village before nightfall, but the sun was sinking fast and soon the sky was dark and gloomy. Then he saw it, in the distance, what looked like a wooden water mill. Beside it stood a small hut. A thin stream flowed nearby, smoke rising from the chimney of the hut. Hope surged through him. Maybe he could take shelter there for the night. As he got closer, he could hear the sound of running water and the rhythmic grinding of a millstone. "Hey there! Where are you going in this storm? Come, have some tea and hookah. Take some rest," shouted a voice. The man looked up to see an old man waving from the door. Grateful, he stepped inside. The old man had a long white beard and a twinkle in his eye. Inside the hut, a fire crackled merrily in the hearth, casting dancing shadows on the walls. Steam from a bubbling hookah wended its way through the roof. The old man poured them some tea and they drank in silence for a while, the only sound the crackling fire and the howling wind outside. The storm showed no signs of stopping. "It's late. Stay tonight. Go in the morning," said the old man. "Okay, thank you," replied the traveler, feeling blessed to have found this shelter. Soon the old man brought in dinner. He placed a copper dish on the table, covered with a large lid. The traveler lifted the lid slowly. Inside was a thick vegetable stew, but something was wrong. The old man had turned away and the traveler couldn't see what it was. Gathering his courage, he stirred the stew and brought a spoonful to his lips. It tasted delicious, like his mother used to make. But then he felt something strange in his mouth. He spat it out. It was a finger. He looked at the bowl. All the fingers were still moving. He looked up to see the old man staring at him, a wicked grin on his face. "Do you want to eat something fresh?" he asked. The traveler swallowed hard. His mind raced. He had to think of a way out, fast. "I'm very thirsty. Can you get me some water in this sieve?" he asked, picking up a brass sieve. The old man took it and stepped out into the snow. Without wasting a second, the man ran. He ran through the blizzard, through the fearsome darkness, toward the lights of the village. Behind him, he could hear a faint, eerie laugh. "You'll be back. They always come back," echoed an eerie voice. He didn't stop until he reached the village. It was late in the night by then. He collapsed at the edge of a village, and some villagers rushed to help him. Soon he was by a fire, sipping hot tea, his body slowly regaining feeling. He told them everything, but they just shook their heads and smiled. "You must have hit your head on the ice," one of them said. "That old man and his weird ways. Yeah, everyone in the valley knows about him. He lives in that hut near the mill. People say he's a ghost who feeds travelers only to eat them in the end. But really, who knows?" They looked at the fire, their faces grim. The traveler shivered, pulling his farran close. "Well, let's not talk about it any more. Let's just be grateful he didn't kill you," said one of the villagers. Back in the lonely hut, the hand still moved on the plate, waiting for the next traveler. Based on Kashmiri folklore, would you survive? The ghost of the mill.